Let's make some noise for these two players, Stork and Satanic, going to battle once again in StarCraft for map number 2. Stork picked up the first one, so should he win this one, he will have defeated his opponent in 2 games. Satanic looking to bring this one back to his favor and force us to a third map. Can he do it on Paranoid Android? Tasteless, what are his chances?
You know, I think Stork's going to be at a little bit more of a disadvantage on this map because this map is not one of the maps that is in the Pro Leagues, and that means that he is not practiced on this map like he has that other one that he won his first game on. So, you know, while I still say that Stork is probably the better player and probably has a higher chance of winning, you know, it's still a possibility for Satanic to come back.
All right, Stork already up 1-0 as we get started here. Paranoid Android is the map. Remember, this is a 2-player map, so the players definitely knowing where one another spawns. Still see some scouting to make sure that you know, no rushes, or we may not have scouting. We may just have some rushes because, like Tasteless said, now it looks like they're neighbors. They sort of are, but you noticed on the 3D overview that there are 2 bridges on Paranoid Android. So don't be fooled by the mini-map. If you're unfamiliar with the StarCraft, it looks like they're 2 feet away from each other. Now, for like the observer there, for the Overlord, that's really convenient because he could just hop, skip, and a jump underneath this valley, and he's right there checking out the base. But to actually get units over there, you got to go across the bridge and make it all the way around. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's talk a little bit about their starting builds here, Tasteless.
Well, I think Satanic's going to be a little bit more comfortable right now because since he's going to get to see exactly what his opponent's doing, he's probably going to be able to respond a little bit better. In that other game, it looked like he was a little bit more surprised by the Zealot Rush, or at least was surprised that the Zealot Rush came on that heavy.
Well, you know, I'd be surprised if all of a sudden a bunch of Zealots just surrounded me and begun to beat on me mercifully, merciless. So, yeah, here we go. The starting order, as you can see, pretty much a typical start here. It does look like over there in Stork's base, he is the red Protoss right now. Satanic, obviously, the yellow Zerg. But there's some sort of scouting, some sort of harassment. Actually, it's just the Overlord now checking out what's going on at the expansion. Probe is going to come out here from Stork, and he will now make his journey, his trek across the bridge over to the base of his opponent. He does not necessarily right now have... nice, Satanic is sexy. He does not right now have the ability to... Sorry, that was a nice cut, producer. Does not have the ability to just go over there, so he's got to take the probe over there to check things out, and that's exactly what he did in the last matchup and what he's doing right now. Some very minor harassment, although he might actually take out this drone right here, and he did.
All right, now this is a pretty good move right here. Right when the game starts out, Stork is harassing his opponent early on. Now, I think Stork's already in a pretty good position right now. Satanic doing an opening very similar to what it was like last time. Stork actually going with fast gas, even though we don't have vision of it. We can confirm that by the mini-map. So Stork's going to be doing a little bit of a different opener. Marcus, I got to say, he's in a much more comfortable position right now. Now, Stork had a really hard time getting out of his group. He had all that drama go on where he got another drone right now. Stork is in, Satanic is in very bad position right now. I mean, losing 2 drones early on like that will affect how fast you can get out Zerglings to recover from that. Now, as I was saying before, Stork was in a pretty difficult situation earlier. He kept almost not getting out of his group because of tiebreakers, and then he had that drama with him using a bug that he wasn't aware that he could use in the tournament. He's in a better position now because it looks like he's already doing well against his opponent, Satanic. But next, if he beats his opponent, he will be playing Hwasun, the other Korean player, and one of the highest-ranked Koreans right now in Kespa. So that's going to be a good game, assuming that Stork can, in fact, win this best of 3.
Probe is going to scout this expansion south of Satanic's base, and he then also sees 2 Zerglings that have positioned themselves nicely on that ramp. At the same token, Stork has set up a couple of Zealots on the ramp as well, so not likely that we're going to see anything. And that probe is going to go down and suffer untimely death there by those 2 Zerglings on the ramp. Some drones now heading down along with a few more Zerglings to reinforce this hatchery. And what do you see here in the base of Stork that gives us any insight to what we might be seeing in this matchup?
Well, it looks like he's going to be going for a fast starport. Now, that's a pretty logical opening. He's going to get that Corsair out early, start harassing his opponent's overlords. maybe force him to get a den prematurely, perhaps make him get an evolution chamber and a spore colony a little bit more early than he would have liked. So Stork is definitely making sure that he's in control of this game. And, Stork's also just in a very comfortable position right now because he's playing on stage. This guy's the #1 ranked player in Korea, and that makes him the #1 ranked player in the world. He's used to playing when people are watching. He's used to playing under all this pressure. Whereas Satanik, this is his first World Cyber Games ever. He did not ever have the opportunity before to get down to a place like this because Greece was not interested in taking StarCraft players before. But Satanik is an excellent player as well. Now, he's performed very well in tournaments throughout StarCraft history, and he's one of those players that's been around since the beginning. So Satanik very well could find his comfort zone on the stage right now and recover and win this game.
And you pretty much called it right there. There we're going to have the Overlord harassment begin right now. And the grand scheme of things, how much is this going to affect Satanik's plan and strategies?
Well, that's a matter of whether or not he loses his Overlord. He needs to get it back where that spore colony is. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. It's a question of whether or not Stork decides it's time to move in and attack. But meanwhile, now that he's forced his opponent to make that spore colony evolution chamber, he's going to rush right now, come in here and try to pick off this sunken colony. It looks like he's going to be able to do that as well. And right now, he only has these 2 Zerglings and some drones that he's going to have to use to try to hold out this attack. Meanwhile, Zerglings are about to hatch, but you cannot afford to lose these drones or this spore colony. If he loses the spore colony, the Corsair can come in here, meanwhile start harassing these Overlords, which it will start doing right now. This is not looking good. Once again, another rush, Marcus. A different rush, but another one nonetheless.
And it looks like it will be successful right now. Padding this army are more units coming in there. And this expansion does not look like it is going to fare well. This one Dragoon as well. And, these drones are just going to be annihilated here as it's completely taken out. And this can't be good right now.
This is not looking good right now for Satanik. Satanik is in a very difficult position.
Wow.
And he cannot recover from it. Once again, Stork winning that game. Just, doing a few right moves early on and completely throwing off his opponent, Satanik. Satanik, a very good player, actually, but just not really able to perform under the conditions that he's in right now, and especially not against the #1 ranked player in Pespa, the #1 ranked player in the world right now, Stork.
And now Stork will move on to the round of 8, moving past the quarterfinals, and he will go on to face a fellow Korean, Hwasin, which will be broadcasted over at the cyberspace stage shortly. But Stork makes quick work of Satanik there in a 2-0 victory on Neobake and then on Paranoid Android. And Stork once again has 2, I would say, very easy matches or easy maps there, but now he's going to probably go on to face one of his more difficult matches of this entire tournament. Coming up on the stage next, Hot from the Ukraine versus Spirit Moon in the round of 8 for Warcraft 3. That's going to be a fantastic matchup, so stick around from that. Ukraine versus Korea up next. StarCraft over at the cyberspace stage and a lot more at the World Cyber Games 2007 in Seattle.